Hey guys, Alex here with Serious Goose Games. Welcome back to our Unity Tactics RPG tutorial. Last episode we made our attack range visible, and because I'm procrastinating on the combat system, we're going to do a bit of quality of life today. We're going to limit our unit movement so they can't move infinitely in a turn, and we're also going to make it so that the unit stays selected after moving. The first thing we're going to do is open up our unit script, and we want to add movement left. So public int movement left. And this is going to be how much movement is left after the unit moves in a turn. Now, if you're using more of like an action-based system in your turn, so like they have a move action, attack action, this isn't going to be nearly as important. But if you have the ability to move multiple times in a turn, this is a little more useful. We're also going to turn isMoving into a public variable. So instead of private, we're going to set isMoving to public. And now inside start, we're going to set our movement left to be equal to our movement range. So movement left equals movement range. Now we're going to go down to handle movement. And right before we remove a node or the tile, we're going to subtract the cost of that tile from our movement left. So movement left minus equals path index 0 dot move cost. And then here, if path.count is greater than 0, we want to add an else statement. So else, so if the path is done, we want to do owner dot change selected unit to this. So we're going to reselect the unit when it's done moving, and that's going to redisplay its range. Because I don't know if you've noticed, but in the last several videos, when I'm showing off what we've accomplished, the movement range or the highlight range doesn't reset after moving. I have to click on the unit to reset it. So this will make sure that that's not really a thing. Now we're going to go to our player script. And when we select the unit, we highlight the range, but we don't want to pass in our unit.movement range. Instead, we want to pass in our movement left. So how much movement do we have left? And that's going to make it so that it updates if we don't use our full movement. Next, we're going to head over to our tile script. And in onPointerDown, we're going to modify some things, because we don't want to be able to do things while our unit is in movement. We want to kind of wait for that animation to play out and then do things once it finishes and reaches its destination. So inside here, if player.selectedUnit, we're going to add kind of an exit case here. So if player.selectedUnit.isMoving, then we want to return. We don't want to do anything while the unit is actively moving. Next, we're going to grab our select tile, and we are going to move it. So I'm going to copy, and we're going to move it to the bottom of the function. And then we're also going to grab our grid manager and reset grid highlights. Now it's going to yell at us here because reset grid highlights is currently set to private. So we need to go to our grid manager, go to reset grid highlights, and instead of private, we need to set it to be public. Now we can save all of our code, and nothing needs to be changed in the inspector, so we can just hop straight into play mode. So I'm going to make sure I have a unit selected, and we can see in the inspector that our movement left is showing up. So inside play mode, if I have a unit selected, I can see that we rolled really well in speed. So our movement range is 9, our attack range is 1, and our movement left is 9. So if I select our unit here, we can see my attack range is highlighting properly, my movement range is highlighting properly, and if I select one of these tiles to move to, let's select one not completely on the edge of the range. We move to it. Our movement range has now been updated, and you can see it's a little smaller than it was because our movement left is only 6. So if I move over here, our movement range is even smaller because our movement left is 3. If I go here, so you can see it shrinks as we go, and each time we move, it resets our tile highlights. Unfortunately, now that I've expended all the movement, there's not really anything else I can do on this turn. So in the next video, we're going to set up turn management so that we can end the turn and reset our movement left back to our movement range. That's all for today though, so if you like this video, hit like so other devs can find the series, and subscribe so you don't miss the next one. In the comments, let me know what are some other small quality of life things that tactics games have that are often overlooked. In many tactics games, you can undo a movement action you've taken as long as you haven't attacked. As always, thanks for watching. I'm Alex with Serious Goose Games, and I'll see you in the next one.